Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. Welcome to this August reading. It's a monthly reading for you, Virgo. We're going to use the Radiant Wise Spirit cards here for you. And Virgo, that can be your sun, your moon, your rising. Maybe it is your Venus or your Mars placement. Wherever you have Virgo in your chart, you're welcome to be here. Even if you don't have Virgo in your chart, you're welcome to be here. Maybe there's a message for you. Maybe that's why you clicked on the video. Either way, Spicy Sunflower Tarot, I can be found on TikTok and on YouTube. And it is a pleasure to be able to do this reading for you. Please remember that you always have free will. This message that we pull from the reading today, if it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. You can always come back next week and see if that message fits better. We're going to do a Celtic cross spread. So we're going to start with the past. The recent past can be last week, last month, last few months. Maybe it was the beginning of summer, Virgo. But just tune into your intuition and we'll see what we pull out for Virgo's recent past. We have the Hermit. This is your energy. Hermit is the major arcana attributed to the sign of Virgo. What is your present current day energy, Virgo? Present current day energy. King of Swords. Your challenge. What is your challenge? Oh, Five of Swords. What is on your mind? What are you thinking about, Virgo? What's constantly going through your mind in August? Or it's a prominent thought for you. Oh, Three of Swords. And then what is in your subconscious? Maybe you're not even aware that it's there, but let's get a little preview of that. What is in the down below for the sign of Virgo? I'm going to take one card here. It's the Five of Cups. And the future energy. What is the future energy for Virgo? Virgo. Whoops. It is the Four of Pentacles. And as we go into the last parts of the Celtic cross, we're going to turn them face down, but we're looking for external energy. Internal energy, so yours. Your hopes and your fears. And your final outcome. At the bottom of the deck for Virgo is the Ten of Swords. It's like a painful ending, betrayal, people gossiping about you, learning about people spilling your secrets or sharing your innermost thoughts. It's sword energy, so it has to do with communications, thoughts, conversations. You thought you were sharing something private with somebody and it turns out they shared it with everybody else, or people betrayed you, you shared something in confidence and they went and spilled it with everybody else. So Ten of Swords can just be the end of a painful communication period where I wasn't understanding people, I wasn't on the same page as people. I was trying to communicate things. They were trying to communicate things. We weren't on the same page. And either we ended the relationship, we parted ways, or we just finally did get on the same page. It's a 10. So that is over. And here we are in the month of August. But your recent past is you being in your energy, the Hermit. It is you had taken some time to yourself. You took some time to be alone, to be away from the crowd, to detach. It's not forever, but you took some time for yourself to find your light and your wisdom and your truth. Maybe it felt like you had lost it, but the Hermit is always attributed as like an older, more mature, intelligent, not maybe a lot of words need to be spoken. The Hermit is generally like a quiet person, because everything that they think and feel and believe, it's within them. And they carry around that staff, their knowledge, their wisdom, while they go off to seek their light and their truth. So you could have had a period in the past where you had to pull away from everybody so that you could get reacquainted with yourself again, to get back in touch with who you were, who you are. Your current present energy is the King of Swords, because you gained that knowledge from your time as a hermit. You came back to the month of August opens up with you, Virgo, really sitting on your throne, in your authority, in this master communicating energy, really being very firm about your beliefs, and your communications are very clear. You're maybe even short, direct. You're in the masculine energy, whether you're a male or a female, you're taking actions about, hey, I want to circle back, or I want to address, I want to go over this. I want to make sure you understand that this is how it's going to be. The King of Swords deals with chess playing, not checkers. So very strategic, very organized. They are like the general of an army. They are the organizer of thoughts and communication. So they're in charge of the emails, they're in charge of the business meetings. You know, when you sit across from the King of Swords, you're understanding that they are just going to give you the facts. They're not going to soften things for your feelings. They're going to just be factual. It's like a tax accountant. It's like an attorney. They're dealing with facts and figures. They're not really trying to appease your emotions. So it's just very fixed air. When they make up their mind, they are very stubborn. Whether it's for the good or for the bad, they're going to, hey, that's what I think. That's what I said. You're not going to change my mind. What's challenging the energy in the month of August is Five of Swords. This is people not really liking what you have to say, or you not really liking what other people have to say, or whatever the email said, or the text message said, or whatever situation is at hand. There's bickering, there's arguing, there's contention. What I really find really interesting about this energy, though, is that you know how they talk about, like, in love, there's no winners or losers. And that's exactly, it feels like somebody feels like they won the argument. They got the last word. They might have gotten the last word and won the argument, but they lost people. They lost followers. They lost people that were in until this happened, and now they don't want anything to do with the situation anymore. So I feel like this is a little bit of a warning to say, you know, you can win the war but lose the battle, or win the battle but lose the war, whichever is the best applicable for this. It just, you may win, but you've really lost. So be careful about, it feels like just arguing for the sake of arguing, challenging for the sake of challenging. You know, you might be right, and you might be right all day long, but you might right yourself all by yourself. So sometimes there is a benefit in peace, and just, okay, you can have your opinions, you can think what you want to think, but I have my feelings and I think what I'm going to think, and we might not see things eye to eye, but we can still be at peace with each other. We don't always have to agree, but we still are kind to each other and nice to each other. So there is something here about arguing for the sake of arguing, contention for the sake of contention, just people having a dispute that really could have been avoided. That's the challenge. On your mind is this remembrance of pain. It does have to do with heartbreak, but it is something that happened in the past. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going on right now, because it's sword energy and it's our mind. And it's our mind essentially remembering something that broke our heart, whenever that was. It's remembering when there was unfaithfulness in a relationship. It's remembering when our boss lied to us. It's remembering when our children tried to pull the wool over our eyes, and we learned the truth. And this is remembering that. It's remembering on your mind. It feels maybe even very heavy that I have these swords in my heart from something that happened previously, and I'm just remembering the pain. I'm keeping the pain alive for some reason. So Virgo, in the month of August, it might be really a good idea for you to, if you don't already have like a counselor, someone to talk to air out these thoughts that are so painful. It might be a good time to seek out some healing for that, because it seems to be like heavy on your mind. In your subconscious, in the area you might not even be fully aware of, it's the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is about spilled milk energy, spilled cups, our emotions, things that we invested in. We put a lot of effort and attention and energy into something or someone, and they just walked away. They just left us holding the bag. Somebody or something, like the job, maybe you were fired. Maybe the person that you were in love with, they decided they didn't want to be with you anymore, or something. And I mean, maybe this has to do with this Three of Swords, but something hurt you. And the Five of Cups, has the energy of crying over spilled milk, crying at the river of tears. It seems to be more thought is going into what I've lost versus what I have. So if I can just give you a wake-up call, a wake-up message, it would be to Virgo, when you feel this energy start to come up or bring its awareness out, just remind yourself, or try to remind yourself, of what you do have, that there's loss in everyone's lives, but there's also beauty and full cups. It's not just the three that have spilled. We have beautiful things. It almost was giving me this message to say, just be grateful for what you do have. And if all you can do every day is just acknowledge that I'm grateful that my eyes are open. I'm grateful that there's a sun in the sky today. I'm grateful that I have food to eat. Those kinds of things. You can always just start from the very bare minimum. As you move into the future, it's the Four of Pentacles. It is very earth-based. It's very you trying to protect yourself. It feels like you are trying to not spend your money, not give your time, effort, and attention freely. You're not willing to take risks or take chances because you're so fixated on your possessions, your money, your time, your health, your wealth, and you're not really spending those things freely. I don't know if you're keeping score. I don't know if you are weighing out, the worth versus the cost. And it's wise, but it can also hurt you. So when you're choosing to kind of play your cards close to your chest, you're blocking your heart chakra. And boundaries are beautiful, but walls, when you do that and you block yourself off, you prevent people from coming in, but you also keep yourself nice and safe. So it really is a deliberate choice of, do I want to kind of let my guard down a little bit? Or do I want to allow people to come in who could hurt me and who could find faults with me and pick on me and whatever? There's always a choice to make in those two departments. Your external energy, it's the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is outside, somebody outside of you. They affect you. It could be your spouse. It could be your job. It could be your children. They're always moving, but they're moving really slow. And there is an opportunity on the way in the form of a job or a relationship or, some news about your health and how you're doing. Maybe your tests, you got some test results, or you got tests done, but the results are slow to come. So something is taking its sweet time to come to you. Your goals, your passions, because it's somebody else outside of you or a situation outside of you. It's just moving slow. Something's taking maybe extra time to come through. Your energy, internal energy, it's the King of Cups. This is the water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But Virgo, this is you being the master of your emotions. In your present energy, you were the master of your communications. And the King of Cups is also masculine. It's fixed water. So when you feel something, you feel something. It's usually very deep too. The way you feel about things in your emotions, you're very calm, you're cool, you're collected, you're organized, you're intuitive, you're psychic, very influenced by music and like the lyrics and the beat to the music. The King of Cups is, like I said, masculine. They take actions about their feelings. So I feel this way, and the way that you made me feel is this. And when you said that thing, it made me feel this. They are going to take actions about the way they feel. Could be very loving, could be very thoughtful and kind. And this is your internal energy. So I think it's really good that you have taken such a firm stance on your thoughts and your emotions. And it feels like you're really balanced. My mind is made up and my heart is made up. I know how I feel about things. I know what I have felt about things. Your hopes and your fears, it's the Eight of Wands. I hope that messages continue to go through, that I have communications, that there's resolutions, there are things that happen that communicate quickly. But I also fear that, because when things move that quickly, Eight of Wands, mistakes can happen, miscommunications can happen. There's a lot of good to having like text messages, emails, phone calls, all the communication modalities. But there's also the possibility and the risk for error and people to misunderstand us and this Five of Swords baloney and all that. So Eight of Wands, it's a hope and a fear. Your final outcome is the Eight of Pentacles. Your final outcome in the month of August is you're just going to be very hard at work. It almost feels to me like you're going to use your work as your way to not have to think about the things that have hurt you, the grief and the loss and the remorse, how you need to block your heart and constantly stay protected and guarded. The Eight of Pentacles as your final outcome, Virgo, just says that if you just stay focused on work and you work hard and you do what you need to do, everything is going to work out fine. I'm just going to work through it. I'm going to work it out. I'm going to be a master of my craft. I'm going to just let work, almost like I'm going to let work be my therapy, that I'm going to use my hands and I'm going to like dig in the dirt. I'm going to type on the computer. I'm going to be organized and thoughtful about my dedication and my effort, because that is how I'm going to make it through. It's like, that's my Virgo way of getting through things, is working hard. Let's grab you a Moonology card. And these are oracle cards. They're just messages more so than tarot. Like tarot cards are numeric and suits and major arcanas, and oracle cards are just messages. So for the sign of Virgo, the new moon in Pisces, it says meditate and contemplate. The new moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. Virgo, this is your message. Thank you so much for being here. Please remember, Spicy Sunflower Tarot can be found on TikTok and YouTube. And your likes and your follows, your subscribes and your shares, they're very appreciated. Your comments are welcome. Just be blessed and be well, and we'll see you next time.